we go to Amy, who joins us in Denver, Colorado. Amy, how can we help?
Hi, thanks for taking my call.
You bet.
I'm looking, I think, for some outside guidance. First, I have to say I'm blessed for the life I have. I'm grateful. I'm restless, though, and I'm discontented with it. And I think my question is ultimately, how do I advocate for myself or sell myself or get a seat at the table? I left 3 years ago. I left a private sector job, managing people, managing operations, six-figure job, lots of hours, pretty miserable. I just had an opportunity to leave it, and I know I needed to be part of community. That's the only thing I could come up with. I want to be more involved with community. I took a job, cut my salary in half, and I took a job, and it's great. I love working 40 hours. It's really nice. But I'm not stimulated. I'm not challenged. It's nothing out of it. And I kind of conceded, okay, if I want to get back into challenging, that means I'd have to manage people, which I'm not quite sure I'm the right person for. I've taken all kinds of steps to, professionally network and do presentations and do stuff outside of my comfort zone. And I'm in a different sector. And so I'm, obviously I'm young in the sector, and I'm looked at as pretty much zero experience in the nonprofit.
Amy, so are you telling me you have no idea, you have no direction? There's not something that you'd want to try professionally if lack of experience, lack of connections, lack of fear, lack of doubt, if I could just wipe it away? You're telling me you have no idea, you haven't wondered about a type of work?
Oh, no, I have.
That's what I want to hear. I want to hear, what would you do tomorrow? This is a simple question, and I need you to suspend your brain here. This is a heart-only answer. What would you try tomorrow? You don't have to commit the rest of your work life to it, but you'd try it if you knew you couldn't fail. What work would you do?
It's a motivational thing. Coaching.
Coaching who? You know the answer. Don't even. Hey, I saw what just happened. By the way, I do this every day on the Ken Coleman Show, so now you're trapped. All right, and this is a good thing. You know the answer. Who do you want to coach?
It's women, and I laugh because it's just in the last 5 years, women have become a part of my life, and I've always been around men, so it's just funny.
Okay, so I understand you want to coach women, but what challenge do they have that you want to help them solve?
To overcome obstacles that they can't do it.
Can't do what?
There's different things. Like I've done some physical fitness type stuff, and I've seen women come in. It's their first time, and they're not made through, and I run next to them and do push-ups with them. I just took a bunch of ladies out on a mud run who's never done it before. I've consulted with fundraisers who don't know how to fundraise, and I'm not a fundraiser, right?
Right. You know what you are, Amy? You personally are a go-getter. And I think if we were to just pick one word, and I don't want you to, after this phone call, lock into this word and make it your personal brand, but I want you to just open your mind to this. But I think you are a coach. And when you say you want to coach, it's because I think you are a coach. Like, I think that's just who you are. You kind of just bounce into people, and when you see them down or a little bit different, and they're not where they're supposed to be, you can see they don't have their spark, and you want to figure out why and then help them get their spark. Is that a fair, close analysis?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the deal. For today, let's just say you want to be a performance coach. I think you've got to do some research on this, and we got to figure out how we transition. I think that's the biggest, scariest part. But you could be a life coach. I don't really care what you label it, but I think you got to look at where am I going to specialize? Where am I going to specialize? Now, you may offer a suite of things. Maybe you offer some financial coaching and some nutritional exercise fitness coaching. Maybe it's more in the career space. I don't know, but that's your homework assignment. You got to go, okay, what are the biggest, or what's the list of challenges, your word, obstacles that women face that you get the most juice when you think about helping those women climb that obstacle? Therein lies your answer. Now, we've got this day job, and so we've got to look at the financial piece, how we make the transition. So once you know what you want to do, you ask this. In fact, I'm going to give you 4 qualifying questions. You got something to write with?
I'm ready.
Great. First thing is once we figure out the type of coaching we want to do, we have to ask, what do I need to learn? Okay, this is the education question. Does not mean a 4-year degree necessarily. In fact, in this case, it's not. It's some certification is what we're looking at. So that's the education question. What do I need to learn? Second question is, what do I need to do? What's the experience question? What experience am I going to need to do to get to where I start getting some people, some women in, and I coach them? Leads to the third question. What's that going to cost me? Okay? That's the financial question. What's it going to cost to get qualified? How am I going to have to sacrifice some of my work time? That's what we're looking for. What's the financial cost? That's the economic question. And the fourth one is the expectation question. How long is this going to take? Now, when you get the answers to those four questions, Amy, guess what you've got? A plan. And you're going to walk into it. You're not going to jump. You're not going to leap. And you're not going to put your day job at risk. So this is, again, most likely a side hustle, unless in Denver, fairly good-sized metropolitan area, unless there's some type of position like this at a corporation that wants a performance coach and you can help women there. You just got to look everywhere. But this is the direction you got to look. And I think if you do it, you're going to find it.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes, thank you.
You bet. Thanks for the call. It's interesting, Rachel, when I get these calls, of course, every day on the Ken Coleman Show, but when someone tells me, I just don't know, I've never had somebody, when you dig and you push, they go, they don't know. What they really mean is, I'm not sure. Yeah. And there's a difference between, I don't know what I want to do, or I have no idea, I'm completely clueless, Ken, and I don't know how to get there. The first one's not true. The second one, very understandable. How do I get there? There's
Absolutely.
Fear, there's doubt. But this is a woman who's been very successful, made really good money, 6 figures, and just walked away because she was in a leadership position, and I admire her. She went, I don't want to lead people.
Yeah.
Probably drains her.
That and working 80 hours a week, too.
Well, there's
She's
that.
like, man, I want a different, I want a different scope of life.
Yeah.
And I think it's amazing. I'm like, and more of this, I could be wrong. Maybe it's just my stage of life. But Amy, what she describes, though, of people going out, wanting to do something that fulfills them, but even in that space of just helping people, like I see that more and more and more, and more people are willing to pay someone to help them with that, where I feel like maybe 30, 40 years ago, it was like, well, just pull your,
I think you're absolutely right.
Just
coaching has exploded.
push through. But the coaching aspect is beautiful because I think people are willing to learn and they're asking questions and they want help. And when Amy, someone like her, has the answers and some of this experience that she's learned, she's like, I can plug in, like I can help. And that's where I think the beauty is in what you do too, Ken, is helping people find that. Like, what does that look like to be able to help people, and you're motivated in it, and you're killing it financially.
What's that
like
unique role? All of us have it, whether it's a public role or a private role, whether it's, I just like fixing machines. And you're in your happy place when you're left alone to work and fix a problem that's connected to an engine or whatever. And then there's the person who wants to create art. You know what I mean? And they're kind of off in their own world and they're creating, or writers, or engineers, or teachers. What it comes down to, again, is what you heard from Amy was she's encountered some women. There's been some personal experiences that have driven this purpose. Yeah. She's kind of going, I've always had direction, and I don't like when I see my sisters out here who don't have direction.
Or don't think they can do it.
Or don't think they can do
yes,
it.
You can.
And she's the coach.
Yeah,
she's
awesome.
Just the general coach. So really good stuff. Amy, you're very inspiring. Thank you so much for calling us. You're going to do great things to help women in the Denver area. So go with everything you got.